The glittering lights of a television studio often conceal the deep human bonds that form behind the cameras, away from the gaze of millions of viewers who tune in every night for entertainment, laughter, and a brief escape from reality. For years, the world of late-night entertainment and reality television has thrived on a high-energy atmosphere where seamless transitions and flawless production seem almost effortless to those watching from the comfort of their homes. Yet behind every perfectly timed segment, every beautifully organized fan convention, and every smoothly executed live broadcast, there is a dedicated team of professionals working tirelessly under immense pressure to create magic out of chaos. These individuals rarely seek the spotlight for themselves, choosing instead to channel their passion, creativity, and tireless energy into ensuring that the personalities on screen can shine as brightly as possible. It is a unique and vibrant ecosystem built entirely on shared dedication, late nights, and an unshakable sense of community among the crew. When the cameras are rolling, the atmosphere feels electric, but when the lights dim, the true heartbeat of the production is found in the camaraderie and quiet dedication of those who make it all possible. If you appreciate these deep dives into the untold stories behind the screens, please consider subscribing to our channel to stay updated with our latest investigative reports and tributes. It is within this demanding and fast-paced environment that extraordinary individuals emerge, leaving an indelible mark on everyone they encounter through their sheer professionalism and warmth. The bond between a television host and their production crew is often forged through years of shared challenges, unpredictable live moments, and the collective triumph of delivering high-quality entertainment night after night. Viewers at home become accustomed to the familiar faces of their favorite hosts, but they rarely get a glimpse into the profound relationships that develop backstage, where the crew becomes an extended family. This intricate web of connection makes any sudden shift within the production family deeply felt, echoing through the hallways of the studio long before it ever reaches the public ear. The collective energy required to bring a massive media machine to life creates a shared history, full of inside jokes, stressful deadlines overcome together, and milestones celebrated as a tight-knit group. When an unexpected void opens within such a close community, the impact is immediate and overwhelming, altering the very fabric of the daily routine and casting a somber shadow over the usually bright and bustling studio spaces. The contrast between the vibrant, high-energy world presented to the public and the quiet, collective grief experienced behind the scenes highlights the profound humanity that anchors the entertainment industry. It reminds us that behind the glamour, the gossip, and the perfectly curated moments of television history, there are real people navigating the complex journey of life, dedication, and loss together. The dedication of a behind-the-scenes team is the invisible foundation upon which media empires are built, and the loss of a key pillar within that foundation shifts the dynamic entirely, forcing a moment of deep reflection. As the television season progresses, the relentless pace of production usually leaves little time for pause, making those rare moments of collective vulnerability all the more powerful and resonant for everyone involved. The synchronized efforts of producers, coordinators, and managers create a rhythm that dictates the life of the studio, a rhythm that becomes second nature to those who live and breathe the demanding schedule of modern broadcasting. When that rhythm is abruptly interrupted by tragedy, the silence that follows is deafening, demanding the attention of everyone who shared in that journey. It is a reminder of the fragility of the human experience, even within an industry that often feels larger than life and entirely detached from the ordinary struggles of existence. The stories that unfold backstage are often just as compelling, heartbreaking, and inspiring as any narrative broadcast to the world. Filled with unsung heroes who dedicate their lives to the craft of storytelling while building profound legacies of their own. This sense of shared purpose creates an environment where colleagues become confidants and projects become shared missions, binding people together in ways that transcend the traditional boundaries of a workplace. When the public finally catches a glimpse of this internal world, it is usually during a moment of profound significance. A moment where the curtain is pulled back to reveal the genuine emotion and deep respect that exists away from the glamorous facade. These moments of raw authenticity remind audiences that television is at its core a deeply human endeavor driven by the passion and heart of an extraordinary collective. The transition from the high-stakes energy of a live broadcast to a space of quiet commemoration is a powerful testament to the impact a single individual can have on a massive organization. It demonstrates that true leadership and influence in the media world are not measured solely by airtime or celebrity status, but by the strength of character, the kindness of spirit, and the enduring legacy left in the hearts of coworkers. As the industry continues to evolve and adapt to new trends, the fundamental human element remains the most critical component, anchoring the spectacle in real emotion and shared experience. The stories of those who work in the shadows of the spotlight deserve to be told with the same reverence and detail as the stories of the stars they support, offering a complete picture of the dedication required to capture the imagination of the public. This narrative begins in the bustling heart of New York City's television landscape, where a dedicated professional quietly became the backbone of a major media operation, earning the unwavering respect of colleagues and industry veterans alike through a combination of gentle grace and formidable competence. Her presence was felt in every major event, a steadying force in the middle of logistical storms, navigating the complex demands of live event production with a calm confidence that inspired everyone around her to perform at their absolute best. The ability to manage massive crowds, coordinate complex schedules, and maintain an approachable demeanor under intense pressure is a rare gift, one that quickly established her as an indispensable part of the network's extended family. It was this rare blend of strength and sweetness that defined her professional journey, creating a standard of excellence that her peers deeply admired and sought to emulate in their own work. The impact of her daily contributions was woven into the very identity of the programs she helped create, making her an integral part of the network's historic run of successful broadcasts and massive fan gatherings. To understand the depth of the loss currently felt within the industry, one must understand the environment she helped shape. An environment where her professionalism set the tone for success, and her kindness offered a sanctuary of calm in a notoriously chaotic business. The evolution of a television production into a tight-knit community is a slow process, built on thousands of daily interactions, shared victories, and mutual support during difficult times. And she was at the center of that evolution for 4 remarkable years. Her legacy within the studio is not just a matter of successfully managed logistics or highly rated specials, but a living history of touched lives, inspired colleagues, and a collective memory of a bright spirit who brought out the best in everyone around her. The delicate balance between a high-profile television broadcast and the sudden intrusion of real-world tragedy became painfully visible to millions of viewers during a recent live episode of a popular late-night talk show. The host, known for his quick wit, sharp commentary, and usually energetic handling of celebrity culture, stood before his audience under a completely different kind of pressure. The bright studio lights and the familiar set, which normally signal an hour of light-hearted escapism and vibrant conversation, suddenly felt heavy as the atmosphere shifted dramatically from entertainment to a deeply solemn tribute. Taking a moment to address the audience directly, the host became visibly choked up, his voice cracking with an emotion that could not be masked by professional poise. As he prepared to deliver a heartbreaking announcement to the network's extended family and the public, he shared the devastating news that a beloved and vital member of their behind-the-scenes production team, Kyra Samson, had passed away on a Tuesday at the tragically young age of 28, leaving a profound void in the hearts of everyone who had worked alongside her. Kyra had spent 4 wonderful years serving as a production manager for the network, a demanding role that positioned her at the very center of the logistical whirlwind required to keep complex television operations running smoothly. During her tenure, she became widely recognized not only for her exceptional technical competence but for a gentle demeanor and a sweet, welcoming smile that consistently brought a sense of peace to a notoriously stressful work environment. Yet, beneath that gentle exterior lay an incredibly fierce professional dedication, earning her a reputation among her peers as a small but mighty enforcer who could handle any logistical crisis with absolute authority. This remarkable combination of warmth and strength was perhaps most vividly on display during the network's massive annual fan convention, an incredibly chaotic event drawing tens of thousands of passionate attendees. The host reminisced with deep affection and visible tears about the sight of Kyra standing confidently on a bullhorn, effortlessly corralling massive, sprawling crowds and directing complex operations with a level of skill that was truly a sight to behold. This powerful image of leadership and grace under fire perfectly encapsulated why she was so deeply respected by the talent on screen and the crew behind it, making her sudden absence an almost incomprehensible reality for the tight-knit studio community. The heartbreak deepened significantly as the host revealed the cruel nature of the battle Kyra had been fighting away from the vibrant energy of the television studios. At just 27 years old, a time when most young professionals are eagerly mapping out their futures and building their dreams, Kyra was diagnosed with glioblastoma multiforme. This specific diagnosis represents one of the most aggressive, fast-moving, and devastating forms of brain cancer known to modern medicine. A disease that relentlessly attacks the central nervous system and leaves families with very few treatment options and agonizingly short timelines. The suddenness and sheer brutality of such a diagnosis would overwhelm anyone, yet those who knew Kyra best watched in absolute awe as she faced this unimaginable circumstance not with despair, but with an unwavering determination and a profound sense of grit. Throughout her intensive medical treatments, she consistently chose to lead her life with immense courage, bravery, and an authentic strength that inspired everyone who crossed her path. Even as she navigated the grueling physical and emotional toll of fighting an aggressive malignancy, Kyra made a conscious and beautiful choice to prioritize what mattered most in life, fiercely guarding her remaining time to fill it with meaning, joy, and deep human connection. She intentionally dedicated her energy to spending precious, uninterrupted time with her loved ones, sharing continuous laughter with her closest friends, immersing herself in the comforting world of music, and passionately consuming the very popular culture she spent her career helping to create. By actively choosing joy, creativity, and the making of beautiful memories in the face of a terminal prognosis, she turned a horrific medical battle into a testament to the power of the human spirit. The profound sadness of her passing at 28 is compounded by the terrifying speed with which glioblastoma ravages the human body, a reality that her family has bravely brought to light in the wake of their unimaginable loss. Kyra's father, David Samson, a well-known public figure and the former president of the Miami Marlins, spoke openly about the devastating impact of the disease, describing it as an unbelievably fast and ravaging illness where one day everything seems normal, and the next day the reality is permanently and tragically altered. In a deeply moving reflection shared after her passing, he expressed the complex, agonizing duality that his family is currently experiencing as they navigate the raw depths of their grief. He explained that they are all constantly combining immense sadness and profound sorrow with an unbelievable amount of gratefulness for the life she did live. Noting that Kyra was never cheated out of a single day during her 28 years on this earth, because she lived every moment with absolute fullness and purpose. However, the tragedy lies in the fact that she has been entirely cheated out of her future, out of what could have been a long, prosperous life filled with endless milestones, career achievements, and personal joys. This sudden and permanent theft of a young life has left what her father called an unthinkable hole in their family structure, deeply impacting her mother, Cindy, her sister, Hannah, and her brother, Caleb, who must now find a way to move forward in a world that feels completely empty without her bright presence. The raw pain of this loss has transformed into a powerful, unyielding mission for her father, who declared with absolute certainty that he will never remain silent about his daughter or allow the world to forget the extraordinary person she was. He emphasized that Kyra was entirely unforgettable, a vibrant force of nature whose impact on the world was far too significant to be dimmed by her physical absence, and he vowed to use his voice to ensure her legacy endures permanently. This public declaration of enduring love and remembrance serves as a rallying cry, transforming private family heartbreak into a broader movement to confront the disease that cut her life so short. In his emotional broadcast tribute, the talk show host echoed this sentiment, tearfully urging the public and the network's massive audience to honor Kyra's exceptional legacy by actively supporting a dedicated fundraiser known as the Kyra Fund. This critical initiative was established with the specific, urgent goal of providing much-needed funding for advanced scientific research into glioblastomas, a field of oncology that desperately requires breakthroughs to save future patients from the same devastating fate. The host expressed a profound hope that the funds raised would help accelerate medical discoveries, providing better treatments, longer survival rates, and ultimate hope for future young people who find themselves facing this aggressive diagnosis. By linking her name to the pursuit of a cure, her family and colleagues are working to ensure that Kyra's battle serves as a catalyst for meaningful scientific progress, turning a profound tragedy into a source of hope for families around the world. As the host concluded his on-air message, wiping away tears before sending all of his prayers, love, and deepest condolences to her family and friends, the true weight of the moment resonated deeply through the media landscape. The transition from the public celebration of entertainment to the raw, unvarnished reality of human loss served as a stark reminder of the deep bonds that connect the people who build our media culture, showing that even in a fast-paced industry, love, loyalty, and remembrance remain the most powerful forces of all. The profound impact of a life cut short is rarely measured in mere years, but rather in the depth of the memories left behind and the enduring strength of the community that rallies to preserve that memory. In the days following the emotional broadcast, the true scope of Kyra Samson's legacy began to fully materialize, transforming from a localized studio grievance into a widespread movement of solidarity and remembrance. The media landscape, often criticized for its fleeting attention spans and rapid consumption of news, paused in a collective moment of profound respect for a young woman who had represented the very best of the industry. Her journey, marked by a meteoric rise through the demanding ranks of television production, served as an inspiring blueprint for aspiring media professionals everywhere, showcasing how far one could go with a unique combination of unwavering integrity, technical brilliance, and genuine human kindness. Those who had the privilege of working alongside her during her 4 years at the network began to share countless stories that painted a vivid, multifaceted picture of her daily contributions to their shared mission. From managing the intricate, fast-moving logistics of live nightly broadcasts to overseeing the massive, high-stakes infrastructure of global fan conventions, Kyra had consistently demonstrated a level of operational mastery that defied her youth. She possessed an innate ability to perceive the needs of a production before they even arose, quietly neutralizing potential crises long before they could disrupt the seamless flow of entertainment delivered to millions of households. This extraordinary competence was never paired with arrogance. Instead, her peers remembered her as a grounding force. Someone whose mere presence in a chaotic control room or a crowded convention hall could instantly lower the collective blood pressure of a stressed crew. It was this rare ability to lead with absolute authority while maintaining an approachable, deeply compassionate demeanor that made her a beloved figure across every department of the massive media enterprise. As details of her courageous battle with glioblastoma multiforme continued to inspire the public, the broader medical and scientific community also took notice of the immense wave of awareness generated in her honor. Glioblastoma remains one of the most formidable challenges in modern oncology, an aggressive neurological malignancy that has historically frustrated researchers and devastated families due to its highly invasive nature and rapid progression. By bringing this brutal disease into the national spotlight through such a deeply personal and visible tribute, Kyra's family and colleagues managed to pierce the veil of public unfamiliarity that often surrounds complex medical conditions. The establishment of the Kyra Fund represented a critical proactive step toward shifting the trajectory of this disease, transforming a profound personal tragedy into a well-funded, systematic assault on the underlying mechanics of brain cancer. Financial contributions and messages of support began pouring in from around the globe, driven by a shared desire to ensure that Kyra's experience would serve as a turning point in the fight for a cure. Her father, David Samson, maintained a resolute stance in his public advocacy, utilizing his prominent platform and years of leadership experience to champion the cause of advanced oncological research. His poignant words resonated deeply with parents and families everywhere, who had experienced the agonizing, helpless reality of watching a loved one confront a terminal illness. He articulated a vision of a future where no other family would have to experience the unthinkable hole that had been left in his own household, a future where early detection, innovative targeted therapies, and ultimate eradication would render glioblastomas a thing of the past. This mission became a sacred trust for the entire Samson family, including her mother, Cindy, her sister, Hannah, and her brother Caleb, who drew strength from one another and from the overwhelming outpouring of love from the public. They chose to channel their immense grief into a living, breathing legacy of hope, ensuring that Kyra's name would forever be synonymous with courage, progress, and the relentless pursuit of scientific breakthroughs. Within the studio walls where she had spent so much of her professional life, the crew found quiet, meaningful ways to integrate her memory into their daily routines, creating permanent reminders of the standard of excellence she had established. The empty space left by her physical absence was gradually filled with a collective determination to honor her by maintaining the same high levels of professionalism, mutual respect, and joy that she had brought to the workplace every single day. Production meetings, which had once been defined purely by logistics and deadlines, now occasionally included moments of shared reflection. A way for a tight-knit professional family to stay connected to the core values that Kyra had so beautifully embodied. The host, who had initially broken the news to the world, continued to check in privately with her family, solidifying a bond that transcended the traditional boundaries of employer and employee, proving that the relationships forged in the fires of live television are built to endure. The story of Kyra Samson ultimately evolved from a narrative of sudden to devastating loss into a profound meditation on how a single, dedicated individual can permanently alter the culture of a major institution through the simple act of leading with authenticity and kindness. It served as a stark reminder to an industry often consumed by ratings, metrics, and superficial glamour that the true value of any collective endeavor lies in the human beings who dedicate their time and energy to bringing it to life. Her 28 years on this earth, though tragically brief, were characterized by a density of living, a profound capacity for joy, and an unshakable commitment to her loved ones that many people fail to achieve in a lifetime of twice that length. By prioritizing music, popular culture, laughter, and the creation of beautiful memories even during her darkest medical trials, she provided a beautiful, lasting lesson in resilience to everyone who witnessed her journey. The legacy of the small but mighty enforcer on the bullhorn lives on not only in the archival footage of massive conventions or the high-definition tapings of successful talk shows, but in the permanent structural changes being funded in the medical world to fight brain cancer. As the network looks toward the future, embarking on new seasons, launching new projects, and navigating the ever-changing tides of modern entertainment, the spirit of their departed production manager remains an indelible part of their history. The collective promise made by her family, her friends, and her colleagues to never allow her to be forgotten has been fully realized, cementing her status as an unforgettable pillar of strength whose influence will continue to guide, inspire, and protect future generations for many years to come.